All right, so hey everyone, hope you guys are all having a good day here today. Sorry for the late stream, I know it is a little bit later. I fly out tomorrow to Texas, so I had to finish up some other stuff, and I was just talking with a guy, literally just got back home to figure out like where we're gonna meet up, all that type of stuff for the flight and things like that. A couple quick announcements before we get started today. Chilling, this is gonna be much more of a laid back vibe. As of now, my computer is back to being fixed up 100%, or 90%, 80%, whatever you want to call it here. So I am very excited about that one. I met up with a subscriber. You guys know him as Villaret in the chat, and he was able to tinker with my PC, put some thermal paste on there, get me a new case, and as of now, my computer seems to be working well. And so I think I can go back to doing longer streams with you guys once I'm back. And I'm thinking these streams will last anywhere between 2 to 3 hours. And what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to play some video games with you guys while I stream when I come back. That way, I'm thinking maybe I'll stream from like 5 to 6, 5 to 7, but like later on in the night, like around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, as we kind of get going with this, what I'll be able to do is to just play some video games and chill with you guys. And if you guys have any questions about what's going on in the world and stuff like that, we can have conversations while I'm playing video games, which I think is going to be really nice. On top of that, I think because I'm going to try to stream every day, Monday through Friday, the work week, right? I think Saturdays at like 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, it'll be a dedicated video game time where I'll play some games and we'll just chill out and have a good time. And I'll be reading comments and stuff like that as well. I think there's a way, I think it's only on Twitch, but I'll have to see. I think there's a way for me to put comments on my teleprompter in front of me, that way I can read them, but I'll have to figure it out. Since the computer's working out fine right now, I think we should be good, so I'm in a pretty good mood. I also smoked a Cuban today to celebrate my computer being back, getting ready for Texas, and a bunch of other stuff I have to do, so good day overall. I hope you guys are all having a good one as well. Hey, Silky, happy to see you. Mattis, I know, very, very late today. And hey, Richard, nice to see you again. I've worked night shift and about to go to sleep. Will follow as much as I can. Hey, man, you could always watch tomorrow, but the gist is going to be the same here. So if you watch like the next 5 minutes, you'll have an idea of what I'm thinking right now, although it's not much from the last time we streamed. Still that bearish activity, right? But yeah. And hey, Mattis, yes, we are dumping right now. Same as before, though. It's the technicals right now. Remember, the weekly charts turned bearish. That's just unfortunate for us right now. And hey, Sushi Sniper. Hey, hope you're doing very, very well. So let's kind of hone in on here for the Bitcoin going down. This is a 15-minute chart. You can see over the last few hours, it definitely has been going down. It is what it is. It sucks, but things will get better if we have some good news. Right now, it's really about the news, I would say, though, okay? So I didn't have time, because I literally just got back a few minutes ago, to update my little graphic as far as like what's bullish, what's bearish. So I figured what I'd do is just kind of explain it bit by bit, right? So as you guys can see here on the weekly, right? We have a change of character being bullish. We have a new week opening up. We have the MACD, Stochastic, and RSI all being bearish. So the three big oscillators all bearish. The change of character at this point in time is bearish. Okay, so one bullish, one bullish, three bearish. That's not necessarily good for Bitcoin here, and the primary reason is just like with the daily chart. If you guys compare the daily charts and the weekly charts, we typically see a lot of volatility around these 20-week moving averages, and of course the 50-week moving average, but we're not so close to the 50 right now. However, we are very close to the 20, and this is where we see a lot of support for this week, also matching up kind of along the same line as that support level we've been seeing in the low 90s, right? So we might have to go back down there and test it. We've been down here plenty of times, and we've managed to bounce off each time. I'm hoping we can do the same, but because everything is pointing towards more of a bearish move, and a bearish move, people are like, uh-oh, how far are we going to go down? Are we just going to tap support, or are we looking for a breakdown this week? And I think that's the scary part for most people, because again, Bitcoin falling down is not the worst thing in the world. It's the altcoins breaking down that drives everybody crazy, right? If Ethereum breaks down, we might come all the way back down to 2100, 2200. If Solana were to break down from here, that's most likely going to bring us back down to a minimum of 150 from 182. If Doge were to break down from here, it might bring us back down here to support around 20 cents. And again, just a few months ago, it was all the way back up here at 47 cents, looking very good. Still in that downtrend without the breakout that we've been hoping for. So it's more of like, what does this mean for altcoins, if you ask me? But right now, Bitcoin is bearish. We don't have any real big news, I don't think, until, was it this Friday or next Friday? I'll pull it up here in a second once I go to the full screen mode. However, that's kind of the gist of the weekly chart. 3 bearish on the oscillators, 1 bullish as far as change of character. The daily, a little bit different. Change of character is bearish. Right? Haven't had the luck, I thought, of us breaking back above some of these moving averages. We've had a death cross. Death cross doesn't really all mean too much because the news cycle has been really insane these past few weeks, where Trump does something, the market drops down like a rock, he says something else, and we go skyrocketing to the moon. It's been very difficult to trade, and most of you guys, like I've talked about, are really being forced to scalp here, which is just really blah, right? That being said, we have bearish. Right now, this went back to being bearish, and the RSI is bearish as well. So we have bearish, bearish, and bearish, which to me is not a good sign, specifically because today we are testing out a support level that we do not want to test out at all. You guys may be looking at this order block, and yes, that is something I'm looking at as well as far as support, but it's really this trend line right here. Look at the 15-minute chart. We just tapped it a few seconds ago, and now we're bouncing back up. Maybe we'll have a little bit of a reprieve if we're able to break out here. Maybe they can get us sideways for a little bit longer. But generally, because that daily chart is still bearish, I would expect that we're going to be breaking down from here, right? And it might be a little bit more of a violent breakdown as well. But if I go back over here to, let's say, the 30-minute chart, if we touch this down a little bit more precise, now zoom in. We still got a little bit of clearance. But basically, that support level is kind of around 95,600. That's kind of the area I'm looking at right now. And if we do break down below this level, again, we'll be breaking down below here, and that'll take us back down to our general support, which has been around 90,000 to 91,000, around there. You guys can see all the support right down here. That's what we've been looking at. If we're lucky and we have some good news, and I'll bring up the economic data in a second, we might be able to break down, pivot back up, get some goodies down here for good prices and things like that if we're lucky. Dollar cost averaging, not big swing trades for the upswing here. We'd have to wait for the 4-hour technicals on that one. And then possibly break out later on, but this is still iffy. What I see happening right now is definitely a higher chance of it's breaking down, and that breakdown getting us back down here towards the low 90s. Again, for Bitcoin, it's not the end of the world. What's the move like this here? We start heading back down to support, like 5% drop. That's around $5,000. So I mean, about 5%. We see a lot of stocks make those moves nowadays. Heck, we see a lot of altcoins, of course, make those types of moves. So you would suspect that we're still going to be a little bit more bearish here. I'm hoping that we can have some good news, but all I've heard as far as news this week was rumors by people who usually make up rumors, if that makes sense. Here's David Sachs. Let's see if I can find one. This is Trump's crypto czar. If I can find him. February 14th. Yeah. So this was a couple days ago. Just in, President Trump's crypto czar, David Sachs, says some important announcements on digital assets are coming soon. When is soon? When is soon? I don't know. We don't know. It sounds like we're going to have some news eventually that can get Bitcoin back up. But until that news comes, I'm going to roll on the technicals. And those technicals to me are saying right now, we're at a big level of support if the momentum keeps on as it's been keeping on for the last few weeks, of course, you are going to see us come back down to the low 90s. And I think what I'm going to do is just buy a little bit more Bitcoin, a little bit more XRP, a little bit more of that, right? And I think that's going to be good enough for me right now. Since I'm going to be in Austin, I won't be doing as much day trading. But again, you have a bearish weekly chart for the most part. You have a bearish daily chart for the most part. If the 4 hour, and what do we have? This is bullish still. There you go. Everything here is still bearish, bearish, bearish. And again, you saw that breakdown right there, momentum shift right here. So maybe that was an opportunity to buy. No, right there. Or to be short. And it worked out a little bit here. But again, you're shorting into support. So there's not really much room for profit there. You know, you can play those. But again, if you're trading Bitcoin right now and you made that trade here, right? Let's say you just took it to here. That's only a 1% profit, which means you're going to need to trade with some leverage if you want to make any money at all. Or you're going to trade with leverage, but you're going to be looking at meme coins or altcoins that are a little bit more volatile. And this could, again, it can be anything. Ethereum can drop down 20% in a day. You know, Solana can drop down a lot. Dogecoin, all of it. So I would say an altcoin is probably going to give you just more bang for your time as far as trading is concerned, right? But we'll have to wait and see what happens here. And hey, Wilder, happy to see you. Hope you're doing well. Russia has a meeting with the U.S. on Tuesday for Ukraine talks. That's also another big move there. That's what kind of saved us. I mean, CPI data is why we're continuing to get more bearish here because it was harder than expected. But I will say the thing that kind of saved us from having the immediate like whoa effect of us going down pretty hard was the fact that we now have these talks going on in Ukraine. I know there's some hiccups right now as far as what's going on between the United States, the UK, and Europe and Ukraine, and like how they want to talk with Russia and stuff like that. And I think Trump is just going to plow ahead with maybe just Ukraine, because if you think about it, they had years to figure this out, and now only because Trump is in, now they're going to negotiate. You know, they had their time. They don't even have a plan of how they want to attack this. So I don't think Trump is going to give Europe or the UK a lot of leeway here. I think he's just going to say, hey, we're bigger, we're more powerful, let us take the lead. You guys clearly haven't been able to do it the last few years. America's going to be the one that has to do it now. He's going to have that type of mentality going into it. So if we're lucky, we'll hear more leaked things coming out like, oh, we're getting closer, we're getting closer, we're getting closer. That can give Bitcoin a boost, very much so. And this is the problem with the technicals right now, because all this volatility in here was a little bit of CPI, some news about Ukraine, and you can see how just wild it was. Literally at this point in time, we're just in this mini little channel here, and we're waiting to see if we're going to break out or not. Technicals would suggest we are going to break down. You could almost see this as a continuation pattern. We're going to break down, right? But if we do have some better Ukraine news, sure, that could happen. But man, it's going to be hard, because we could have Ukraine news and possibly we could have some of that David Sachs news here's announcement. I think that'd be really good for us. Very, very good for us. It's so hard to figure out exactly when this stuff is going to happen. But in your case here, we're talking about Tuesday, maybe I would just be a little bit more perceptive on what's going on Tuesday. And because I'm going to be in San Antonio, Texas here, I won't be by my computer, obviously, but what I'll be able to do is just stream from my phone, and we'll just talk about what I saw in the market that day, and then just kind of how I feel, or if there's any breaking news, I'll be there to talk about it towards the end of the day, right? If we go over here to the economic calendar, tomorrow's President's Day. Tomorrow's President's Day, not really much going on there, not much going on here. Housing starts, maybe something there. Minutes of Fed's January FOMC meeting, so that's nothing crazy. Initial jobless claims on Thursday, that could be pretty interesting. Jobless claims. If it's bad or if it's good, that could really help out with maybe what Jerome Powell has to check out. So I would say Thursday, something to keep track of. And then Friday, S&P Flash U.S. Services PMI. This is another version of inflation, so this will be kind of interesting to see. I don't think it'll be as blockbuster as CPI numbers, obviously, or PCE numbers, but PMI numbers could definitely just give us a little bit more of the picture, fill a little bit more of that puzzle in for us. And I think that's kind of what we're looking for right now. We're not looking for anything crazy. We just want to see Bitcoin not continue the breakdown that we've been watching. And that breakdown, theoretically, it would happen sometime before Wednesday, perhaps. Right now we're testing, but it doesn't mean we have to break down. See how that 20-day moving average is going to be right here? We basically have until Wednesday before we make the decision. We might, maybe Thursday, but I'd say we usually don't go to the very end, right? So I'd probably say the next 36 hours are just going to be very, very important. So just be careful. If you're afraid that Bitcoin's going to fall, don't look at your portfolio. Just set some auto buys or some limit orders for Bitcoin at 92,000. Set a limit order for Dogecoin back down here at like 24 cents or even at 21 cents, 22 cents. Kind of play it safe here a little bit. And if you guys are used to watching Bitcoin go down and having these dramatic moments where the altcoins come down as well, then you guys could just, chill out for a little bit and just watch your favorite tokens. And when they hit a certain level, like an order block or some overextended period, you can feel free to buy into those for either a day trade or something more of a, I guess you would just call it a limit order, trying to buy the dip, catch the falling knife, which is already hard enough as is, right? There are a few tokens that did have some pops over the past few days, and they were pretty exciting, but they've pretty much given a lot of those gains back. I told you guys a few days ago I bought Trump token, and oops, there we go. I've pretty much sold it. I've sold 80% of it. I bought down here, right? Not at the bottom, but I got pretty close. And then we hit our... Well, actually, let me just get rid of all this stuff. We hit our first bit of resistance right here. So I sold a little bit right here, right? About 20%. And then we hit next big level of resistance right here. One right here, I kind of just forgot to actually sell right there because it was already kind of close. And then I sold 60% right here, so I'm 80% out. And then I actually thought we might have continued to go higher to this next level, it's like to $26, but we didn't. So I still have 20% of my trade in, but this kind of speaks to where a lot of altcoins are at. They had these really juicy pops, and then they just kind of came down, unfortunately, which really sucked. So if we kind of go down the list here, Melania token, just fucking shit. Melania not doing anything. With another example, Bonk, Miro, not really much going on here. You see subtle moves up, but not really enough to get you like, oh wow, that was great. ADA seems to be more bullish than anything else. ADA is actually up 4%. Maybe there's some insider knowledge about what's happening here, because I do know there's been some talk of ETFs and the funds for Trump wants to do some type of reserve or something like that, and in that fund, whatever we talked about, he wants to have some ADA in there. Maybe that's having an effect. But again, you go look around, mostly everything else is like blah. BNB had a little bit of a pop. CZ's making some news. XRP, a little bit of a pop there as well, but coming down now off that support level, which could be dangerous. Bitcoin Cash, you're just looking at it like, man, everything's been hit real hard. Hit really hard there. And it just has not been a good experience, because it's just like what we've been through the whole time. Everything like Bitcoin blasts off, then altcoins blast off, and then Bitcoin goes sideways. And usually while Bitcoin goes sideways, you see a lot of altcoins getting momentum. But right now, altcoins just lose their steam, and it's becoming a pattern. And I think when people realize that pattern is happening, they typically choose to just not hold the altcoins for as long. So it's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy, if you will. So a little bit of pain there. And hey, really happy to see you, my man. Salvador Leoza cooked. Right now, it's definitely looking like Bitcoin is cooked for the short term here. And hey, Tony, as far as the big news that we've been talking about here, it's more of like what the news could be. Right now, I guess the focus of the video for today, which we talked about a little bit ago, is what happens between the United States and Ukraine, USA, Ukraine. Because if you type this in, all you see is just like a bunch of stories about the United States and like Europe being pissed off at us because Europe wants some power. They want to be like the tough guy in negotiations, but it's like U.S. and Russia are just like rolling their eyes at them at this point. It sucks for them because, they have helped out. They just didn't think about doing any peace talks until we came in. I mean, like, come on. Or until Trump came in, I should say. but you can see some of these articles. Ukraine not invited to U.S.-Russia peace talks in Saudi Arabia, source says. U.S. and Russian officials to discuss how to end Ukraine war. I mean, again, I might have to pay for this, so let me see if it... let me get it quickly. Shit. Oh, start reading. Yeah. Oh. There you go. Saudi Arabia to host U.S.-Russia talks in Ukraine, as UK says it's ready and willing to put troops on the ground. So talks between the United States and Russia over the war in Ukraine are set to begin Tuesday, multiple sources have told CNN. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Middle East Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, and National Security Advisor Mike Waltz are all traveling to Saudi Arabia for the talks. These are the big guns. These aren't the small little people that are having conversations before the big dogs meet. These are the big dogs, and then once everything is like set in stone, then you get Trump and Putin in a room together to sign a treaty or something, and that's where everything's like, whoa, look at that, there's a deal. But again, the spike for Bitcoin would come when the deal is announced, not when the deal is signed. So you got to be careful there, which is why I'm still dollar cost averaging a little bit right now, but I am not doing heavy dollar cost averaging at this point. I got enough of these bags, right? Here we go. A Saudi official told CNN they would be doing more than just hosting and would be involved in a mediation role. The Saudi team will be led by the country's national security advisor. I forget that guy. He's a really chill guy. Saudi Arabia. No, I just want the guy. See, it's all the news articles, but it's not telling me the guy. Who is... There we go. This guy. You guys have probably seen him. If you guys watch any European news, they talk about him a lot over there. And there's no recent news articles about his name. Damn, America won't call him by his name. They're just going to call him the Saudi Arabian security advisor. That's crazy. I wonder what the agreement is, though. That's a crazy agreement that Saudi Arabia has been able to get with our news organizations, because if you think about it, they would have his name in some of these articles, not in 2024, 2024, 2023, 2024, 2021. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Yeah, that is interesting. Very, very interesting. But yeah, he's a big dog as well over there. And so as they have their mediation and things like that, perhaps things will be leaked out that can get Bitcoin back on track. Tomorrow's Monday, but I believe the markets are closed because of President's Day, I think. And so, Bitcoin will be on its own here. A Ukrainian official said they would not be present at the talks through Keith Kellogg. The Trump administration's Russia-Ukraine envoy discussed a dual-track set of negotiations in Kiev and will be in Kiev this week. On Sunday, U.S. President Donald Trump said the Ukrainians will be part of negotiations. So if you guys haven't heard about Keith Kellogg, I would say he's very blunt, he's a realist, and he's very pragmatic. If you guys get the chance, go over to YouTube. This is if you guys are like a political nut like myself, or a foreign policy nut who wants to really understand what's about to happen here. Right? Live General Kellogg debates planned for Ukraine and Munich. This is like a little debate table. I watched this one. He was very good. He's very pragmatic. There's two pragmatic people here. Europe will not be part of the Ukraine peace talks, U.S. envoy says. We will try to break his alliance, right? Russia will have to make territorial concessions, Trump special envoy, right? So a lot of interesting stuff. Most of this all comes from this one actual debate right here. But I encourage you to hear what the Europeans are saying. It's like the Europeans want money. They want a lot of money. They want America to pay for a lot of stuff. And Trump is like, no, we're done paying. You're going to, if you keep on saying Russia's this horrible, horrible country that's going to invade all of you guys, Well, that's incumbent upon you to also raise your defense spending so you can help protect yourself. You know, we'll be there, but we're not going to do it all anymore. And I think that's kind of the vibe you get from this guy. So it'll be interesting because that type of vibe, of course, means fucking with all their money, right? And if you fuck with somebody's money, they're not going to be happy with you at all. And again, I can't blame them for that. We've been giving them a lot of money for a long time. To cut that off is like cutting off the EBT card for somebody, right? You go swipe the card at the grocery store and it's empty. There's nothing in there. You'd be pretty upset too. So that's basically the gist of what's going on. So we should hear more. I do think it's going to be very interesting and chaotic. But until that point happens where we have good news about the Ukraine-Russia war, Bitcoin is technically, like from a technical perspective, it is bearish. It is technically looking like it wants to head down to about $92,000 to $91,000. We're currently looking at that little bit of a trend line going up. Bitcoin theoretically today or tomorrow should break down below that and at least test out the support levels right around here around 94,777. If not, come all the way back down here towards the $92,000 to $91,000 range. And if it gets really, really bad, back down here towards $90,000. Excuse me. You know, if we have a wick or something like that. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of where Bitcoin is right now. Now, if Bitcoin does make that move, following this death crossover here and all that other type of stuff, what you'd see basically is altcoins come down even again. And while there are some altcoins that are thriving, like like here, Bitcoin, of course, has had a great few years. Ethereum, great few years. Ethereum looking at a really bearish move, possibly to 1,600. Solana's still doing good, right? There's some of the tokens that have been doing good. Even Doge has been doing fantastic. Look at that, right? There are tokens like WIF, which have not been doing so well over the past few months. Bonk, Miro, Baby Doge, STMX flat, but again, not what I'm looking for there. Book of Meme, meh. Sheeb, not really good. Dogecoin's doing better than Sheeb, but it's still doing okay. Pepe, great, but look at that. We drew those. I drew that a while ago. It's not the best drawing, but you can see we're breaking down right now. Floki breaking down right now. Milady been breaking down. ADA doing a little bit better, but again, you can see the wick. Within a couple days, it went from 80 cents all the way down to 50 cents. That's not good. I was hoping we might have a breakout here, right? Just never came. Right now, we're just trying to hold on to the 50-month moving average. Interesting. Okay. AMP, okay, not great. Ape token, oh god, the breakout was there for a trade for 2 months. That was a good trade. But after that, we ran into the order block and rejected. There was no breaking out for that consistent. Wow, look at that big old altcoin season move. There just was none of that happening. Arbitrum, ouch. Remember when Arbitrum was getting all the hype? Like, man, Arbitrum is going to be the next big thing with Ethereum. Everything's going to be great. Apparently not. XS, not. BNB, good. BNB's been doing good. All right. Good. XRP, still doing great. Bitcoin Cash, support, possibly breakdown here towards $200. Be wary. That breakdown over here lasted for a couple months. Rejection over here. We tried for a while. And the rejection up here as well. AVEX, flat. I would say it's done okay, though, so far. So, comp, not really great. You kind of see, like, there's a lot of room for some of these tokens to come down, but there's also just a lot of tokens that have been coming down for so much that like another big knockout from Bitcoin would just knock them to a freaking oblivion at this point here. And again, all today is about holding support. That's all you guys want to see Bitcoin do today is hold. If we're lucky, it will. If we're not, it'll get kind of sketchy. Understand there is a level of support kind of right here, and Bitcoin could possibly wick right here. It always go back up. Maybe something like that may happen. We'll have to wait and see. But generally speaking, I think the small pattern we're looking at right now is that one. And of course, for the larger term, if you're looking to buy Bitcoin for a swing trade, you're just waiting for us to eventually, whenever it happens, break out, right? But for now, pain in the ass. There you go. And we can kind of watch Bitcoin try to hold on. You can see it's trying. It's not really doing a great job, though. Not at all. And hey, I'm happy to see my man. Hope you're doing well. Hey, what do you call that ThermoPay is doing some work today. Real doing some work right there. And hey, hacker took $8,000 from my wallet. What to do now? Dude, there's nothing anybody here can do when it comes to your wallet being hacked. You would have to contact your local authorities and you would have to try to get them to help. But there's no like infrastructure system to get you help there. You know, because if you go on X or something and say, hey, I'm having this issue, can somebody help? There's probably going to be another scammer looking to get your information again, which is not going to be the best thing there, right? So yeah, so that's good. Are we still in a bull run at this point? Bitcoin, yes. Bitcoin, yes. Altcoins, some of them yes, some of them no. But Bitcoin, which is kind of the leader in all this, yeah, Bitcoin still yes in a bull run. It's been more of this higher interest rate environment's been killing everything. But again, if you just go over here to Bitcoin, look at the monthly chart, right? That's screaming good times. Again, we consolidated for 7 months last time before we had the big move. 7 months. Before that, we consolidated for about 6 months before we had the big breakout. We've only consolidated for like 2.5 months. All right? And this is where it just becomes like, damn, you get tired. You move on to other things. You start going to the park and checking out your Bitcoin portfolio once a month. You know, you know what I mean? That's the type of stuff that happens during these environments. And again, you could point to a lot of different things and say the same thing, though. So you go over here to the Dow Jones, consolidating for about, again, 2.5 months here, trying to get another breakout. NASDAQ, consolidating, trying to break out, but we're still going sideways here. We're at the upper range, but we're still going sideways. SPY, consolidating for a few months as well. Again, trying to break out, just not able to do it just yet, but we are getting closer, right? And again, this is coming off of the Ukraine war news. If we can get a peace treaty through all this, the entire market will just go parabolic. Everything will be great. But that's just a big if, and we don't know when that's going to happen. I'm pretty sure if anybody can do it, it's Trump because of the way he negotiates and how Putin actually respects Trump more than he did Biden, or Obama, or Bush, all those people, right? He thinks that Trump has a screw loose, and maybe he's right. But during all of this, right, it's just kind of a waiting game. So it would look almost not organic. Remember, we had some nasty moves over here with news and things like that. But again, one big announcement with Trump, everything started to go sky high afterwards. That's all it's going to take is some news like Ukraine, and we'll just start going boom, 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 boom. All right? Even if Bitcoin were to come all the way back down here to like the low 80s, Ukraine war would get us back up and spiking and having some really good times. My hope is that we stay sideways here because we don't have any crazy news on inflation, because the inflation wasn't good, but it wasn't like, oh my god, this is the worst inflation ever, like we're above like 3.5 or something. Somehow we hold the support level here, right? Good news comes, that good news pumps Bitcoin into overdrive here, and that's where we're like, okay, good, we're finally back on track. That's a hard thing for us to do because the technicals are going to keep on following the technicals, if you will, the momentum, until we have an announcement. And that those technicals are saying Bitcoin wants to go down right now, not up. And hey, Wilder, happy to see you, and happy your girlfriend is watching as well. Dogecoin, we just talked about Dogecoin a little bit ago. It's bearish like everything else. Everything's going to be bearish at this point. Maybe bullish is technically ADA at this point. ADA is probably one of the few. That's more of a day trading thing. What do I think about the possibility of the Japanese banking system adopting XRP? I wouldn't say it's going to happen anytime soon, but I wouldn't be surprised if they think about going down that route. And by thinking, I mean they open themselves up for testing it and seeing how it works, right? I think that's definitely a possibility here. Cardano getting hype with ETF? Yeah, see another ETF right there as well. Solana, bro, and Ethereum, they absolutely suck now. They've been sucking for a while, dude. I don't know where you've been. They've been sucking for a minute. That's the whole thing with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been fine, but everything else has been getting hurt. I think Solana's been better than Ethereum, and that's because if you look at Ethereum, or excuse me, Solana very fast, right? It's at the support level right here. You guys can see that. I don't need to show all that type of stuff. Just like Ethereum, it's had some bad days where, you know, it opens up here. That goes 14% down in a day. But Ethereum, for whatever reason, from the time we closed right here, Ethereum's gone like 26% down in a day. Oh, I mean, a lot of people hold Ethereum because it's supposed to be a little bit more adverse to risk. And if you're seeing freaking moves like that, I mean, like, what do? You know, you put that money into Bitcoin. Bitcoin. Now, you know, when everything starts going higher, of course, Ethereum will be making better returns than Bitcoin. But again, it's just like it's a bad feeling. You don't want to feel it, right? Let's go back over here to the 5. I do want to see if Bitcoin's going to be able to hold the support level here, or if we decide to come down. And let me check out this very fast. Is anything moving up right now? Sorry, in the last hour. Litecoin's up a little bit. Last 24 hours, Cake is up a little bit. Sonic is up, not really a lot here, guys. Jupiter's down quite a bit. I think Jupiter is down because of the Argentinian meme coin scandal, so that might be a news event. Virtuals, XCN, losing some steam. This thing has been going parabolic. It's okay that it's losing steam right now. Litecoin's down 7%. Radium's down, you know, so you're seeing a lot more bearishness than bullishness right now, especially if you go over to the top, I think it's like 101 to 199 or something like that, maybe 200. I mean, down 15%, down 10%, down 8%. Popcat SPX AI 16Z. This is a big meme coin here. Fartcoin is even coming down quite a bit, 7%. Last 7 days, Fartcoin's down almost 20%. Flip it around though. Golem is up 32, but it's down 5% last hour. So maybe if you're looking for some things with momentum, Space ID, Golem. Story looks like is down so much over the last few days that, oh, this is a new token, so it's probably freaking people out a little bit with the technicals. Maybe check out this one. Sidecoin has momentum for the last week as a whole. Same with EIGen, Egan, I don't know. Zcash, I don't know about that one, not doing so hot, but okay. ZRX, you know, there's some opportunities here. It's just that until Bitcoin makes a move, you're not going to really get those juicy profits where your altcoins go up and down like 15-16% a move. You know, we're not looking at that just yet. Possibly again over the next like 36 hours, maybe even just 48 hours. I would say next 2 days. Yeah. Do you think we will see another cool coin pump like Trump coin in the next coming months? I missed my opportunity to make a quick 2-3x. I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't think it'll come from the Trump family or the World Liberty Financial Group that he has built. It'll just be something that catches fire and you'll have to figure it out. You know, I have friends that just scour TikTok for all the new animals coming out. And then they just look to see if there's any meme coins that are being made about them. So, and they buy like a couple $100 worth, not even like $50 worth. And if the animal goes viral on TikTok, the meme should theoretically get posted around more, and then people will buy, and you'll be able to buy low and get, you know, sell high. But I mean, the tokens that have done that, they're short-lived, right? There are tokens like a Moodang, you know, Mooding. There you go. However, if you go over to, let me see. My computer's running a little slow, so I gotta watch the guy. Be careful of that. Okay, contract. Mooding. Oh, did they change the contract? That's not the right contract. No. Oh. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. You can just imagine buying it very, 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 very low, right? And then if you're lucky, you'll be able to sell it high, right? And it just retweets all the Mooding memes out there, right? So that's one way of going about it. I think that's a smarter way to look at it. You just know that you're gonna buy it like over here. Again, this is like after it kind of went viral and it got put on an exchange. But you're buying it over here, you're waiting a few months and all of a sudden it pops up. But by buying it down here, and just leaving the $50 alone, if you sold at the top, that's like 742%. Okay, it'd be much more than 742%. But you get the point, right? You get the point. I just don't know what animals are going viral right now. If you swipe on TikTok enough, I'm sure you'll find something. But I think you would just have to search in the hashtag, like follow, like TikTok follow section. Be like, just search up viral animals and then hit that, like follow that hashtag. And eventually one will just pop up like, oh, that's a cute thing. It's going viral. Let me see, is there a token on this shit? Boom. That's the way you got to think about it. It can be $20. It can be $10. It can be whatever you feel like is enough for you to be like, okay, if I lose this, I do not give two shits. Because if you start caring too much, then you're going to be pissed off because most of the time meme coins go to zero. So you're hoping for a good opportunity to get lucky. But I would say going down that path stops you from buying the multitude of tokens that don't go anywhere, right? Like if you go to Fun Pump. No, what's the Trump one? Oh, Tron meme coins platform. Oh, Sun Pump. Jesus. Yeah. Too many freaking meme coin websites. Ranking. Sundog, HTX Union, Pepe. If you guys recall when we looked at this a long time ago, these things really haven't moved much or they've gone down. That's basically what happens, right? Even Sundog, the top Tron token, and again, I think a couple $100 in this token. Maybe it's worth like $125 now or something like that. But if Tron tokens go viral, then I'm good. But my point being, the majority of these are going to go to nothing, right? Nothingness. And that's just the way it is. There you go. Bitcoin's trying to bottom out right now, so you might see some scalpers coming here to try to break us back up towards around $97,000 perhaps. Not really much more than that. So do you think Trump coined the new Bitcoin of memes? See, I don't know, because Trump is doing so much stuff. He's in the news so much. We're probably going to become numb to it like we were last time. So if you go over here to Trump token, right, we had this spike. I don't think there was anything crazy about what he did on those couple of days that led to that spike besides some of the Ukraine news stuff. But he did some crazy stuff, I think, over the last 24 hours. Like, wasn't Trump doing something at NASCAR, I think? Yeah, look at posted 8 hours ago. Look at. Can I zoom? I can't zoom in on this one. Open an image, a new tab. That's probably Trump in the back. I cannot tell. Oh, Jesus. Right, nice little American flags. That was something that was cool today. I think, there you go. Takes the beast for a spin at Daytona Speedway. Right? That, in theory, would be something where I would hope it would cause the token to move higher, and it really didn't. So, I would say right now, all of our hopes and dreams as far as getting a quick breakout and getting back into a more exciting mood when it comes to cryptocurrency as a whole really is on what happens in these Ukraine peace talks over the next couple weeks and months. Because from a technical perspective, Bitcoin is getting bearish on the weekly chart, which is not good. We've been here before. Again, it just leads to months of sideways action. And then on top of that, we haven't really found any good information about interest rates that gives us the idea that interest rates are going to be coming down anytime soon. We haven't heard any blockbuster news saying, oh my God, now Jerome Powell has to start cutting rates because now we're really in trouble, We haven't really seen that yet. We haven't really seen that. Oh, damn, he brought the grandkids out there? Dude, look how freaking crazy thick those doors are. Look at that. That is wild. That's some armor right there. Oops, sorry. I don't know if there's music there. I can't play and stuff like that. But again, a chill time. It's NASCAR. Everybody wants to meet Trump and all that, good stuff. A lot of publicity to the sport, of course. But again, all that stuff didn't really do much for the token today. Didn't really do all that much. At all. And that's the unfortunate thing about this token. I mean, for freak's sake, what's Melania doing? Because her token, that's the daily chart right here. Where's Melania? I'm sure she's doing something, but I feel like she doesn't want to be in the spotlight all the time. 10 hours ago, 1999. Libra, Melania. How Libra was created by the same team behind Melania and other short-lived tokens, right? Insiders sniped the token, right? So, but again, everything Melania related isn't even about Melania. It's, what do you call, they're back to 2020. This is 2020. There's just nothing there. It's just blah, 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 blah. You might see some spikes every now and again, but really, it's just like, Toshi's not looking good like most things, but I wouldn't say it's the worst thing out there right now. It's just because of Bitcoin, how it's reacting, right? You can see how it's had a little bit of a pop over the last few days, and it's been trying to consolidate. You can see over here on the daily chart, we still don't really have much information here because there's a newer token. The 4-hour chart at this point in time, bearish, bullish, an opportunity to go bullish right now. What you see, though, is still a bearish change of character, but from a technical perspective, we had that breakout, it looks like Sunday, about this morning, I guess you would say, and it did manage to break back above the 20 and the 50. You can see how those moving averages can really get you a pop in momentum. But ever since then, we kind of ran into this next level of support, and we haven't really been able to get back above that. With momentum shifting, I think possibly if Bitcoin doesn't break down today, you might be able to see it get back up here towards 0.0007874. So 307874, or maybe at the highest point up here, around 0.0008. So 3 zeros and 8. That might be something. But again, it's definitely a little bit more risky, I would say, because of the news. I think as long as you have some type of stop loss, I think it's fine to make the trade. You go over here to the hour chart, right? You can see how fast this thing can fall down, and once it's kind of crept to the top of it as far as it's going to go. Just understand that you do want to scale out as this thing goes higher. Until then, though, it's still a risky token. You're still buying it at a dip here for this, it's still above this trend line here. You could almost imagine this being support, right? It was broke out, come back down to retest it. Maybe it goes higher. But right now, just because Bitcoin is still so bearish, it is probably going to drag this thing back down here or make these pumps more short-lived, which isn't terrible. It just means you got to be a little bit more perceptive of what's happening, and maybe your app or whatever you use to trade cryptocurrency, you're going to find a way to make it just give you like a little alert saying, hey, the price is at this, you might want to sell. Like, you have 20% profit, you have 30% profit, maybe you manage your risk. Those alerts you get on your phones. Why would you chase a coin like Trump? You're asking to get screwed like the one by Malay, Argentina's president. There's a lot of people who choose to day trade or swing trade meme coins. There's a lot of them. Not everybody's buying and holding this thing for months and years and things, but you can make some good money trading. I mean, you really can. It's more about just not holding on for too long, or if it decides to spike when you got it, you got lucky, right? What you're gonna have to do is just place a stop order and move that stop loss order up. Like for me, I did a YOLO trade with you guys where I did a 50x long trade on Trump token. I made a pretty penny off of that one, but I would chalk it up to my experience knowing that the token had a little bit more room to run. People were still talking and humming about it. It was close to Donald Trump's inauguration, so you knew there was a lot of hype around it, right? But at the end of the day, it was me just going like, okay, I'm willing to lose some money. This is like me going into the high roller room in a Vegas casino and just putting a few $100 in there and like, and seeing what happens, right? Knowing I could lose it, but if I did, I wouldn't bat an eye because I determined it was casino money. And that's what a lot of people do. Like, if I go over here to posts. Oh, Loki's at the kennel, so you guys can't see him tonight. He's over there chilling. The guy's getting 2 walks a day. 2 walks a day. The entire thing from me dropping him off and me picking him up, it's going to cost me over $500. He's going to be spoiled rotten over there. But that's the way I kind of want him to be. Yeah, so put a 75% stop loss. There you go. Put a 75% stop loss on Trump token at 64, letting the rest ride for the long term. So by this, I mean that like, hey, if it hit my stop loss of $64, I was going to close 75% of the trade that I took right here from $28 up to 64, right? I was like, damn, it spiked up. Notice how I didn't sell here. I didn't sell here. I was like, damn, it's coming back up a little bit, but I don't know. It might break down from this trend line right here. And if it does, I might want to just sell and lock in some type of profit. And then what I was able to get with that profit was right, a little over 5,700%, because this was the mark price was $61 right here. I ended up selling at 64, which means it was higher than that at the time. So I got lucky. But this is the same as going to the casino and having a good time. There's plenty of people that do it. But like, you can see my post. What's going on, right? What's going on? Like, this is crazy. This is insane. This is insanity. If you followed my crazy trade, like it went from here, again, $37, bloomp, right? Just skyrocketing up there. Now imagine when when it was like $80+ and I didn't sell. I could have even made even more money off of it, but I didn't. Because I was like, maybe it'll go higher. But eventually you got to put that stop loss on there. But there's just different ways that people like to trade. So many different ways. So many crazy different ways nowadays. And then, let's see. Hop out of that very fast. There it is. It's trying to pop off the technicals now. It's trying to pop off. I remember seeing Shiba Inu on CMC like a month before it popped off, and based on Doge, I was going to buy some as a joke. I fucked up. I bought some SHIB when it was doing nothing. And the only reason I bought it, to be honest, was you guys remember, even I guess now I still have the 24/7 Doge stream. Back then I was talking a lot about Dogecoin. And what ended up happening was a lot of you guys in the comments were saying, oh my God, Shiba Inu's the next big thing. SHIB's the next big thing. You got to buy SHIB. And I was like, you guys know what? Shiba's not doing anything. It's flat. It's been flat for months. It's like the whole market is skyrocketing, and Shiba's doing like shit, nothing at all. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna toss a couple $100, no, $500 into it, and I'm just gonna see what happens to it. It popped off like crazy, right? But I had no idea it was gonna pop off because it had totally dropped off my radar. Go back over here to Sheeb and go to the monthly chart. Right? It was doing nothing. And all of a sudden, October 2021, it just goes parabolic, but all within that 1 month, right? So October 2021, go back over here to Bitcoin. October 2021 is over here, right? Not even close to all the other stuff that was going on. And so it was just a different type of environment of when you'd want to be buying at things like this. And if you guys are buying over the summer over here, remember, this was just a weird summer because you remember how crazy this move down was? It was insane. And then we managed to get our, pick ourselves back up. Back over here, there was the famous live stream where you had Elon Musk, you had Kathy Woods, you had Jack Dorsey, and you had the +1 guy. I always forget the +1 guy. Elon, Jack, Dorsey, Kathy Woods, call. It's somebody you would all know. Image. Here it is. You guys can't see that. This guy. So it was a big thing going on, right? And again, July 2021, July 21st, 2021. That's right here, right as the bottom, right? So, just the times we live in. Even right now, I feel that Bitcoin, we're technically just having issues with this Fibonacci level, just like we had issues right here, just like we had issues right here. We didn't have issues here too much because this was the beginning of the Bitcoin spot ETF. But during the month, we still ran into it for like a while and had some issues with it, right? So we're just, we're just following the pattern. But we forgot it's a pattern because we have these months where it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months of like just great times, great times. Maybe you could say like 3 months of great times, 1 month of consolidation, then 2 months of good times, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months of consolidation, 1, maybe 2 months of good times. Now, how long are we going to be consolidating? Like nobody knows for sure. I thought we would have already been done with the bull market by now, to be honest. But Trump got elected, extended everything going well. We've hit this new layer where we don't go parabolic like this anymore. We kind of have to cool off the pan. It's like, some of you guys may understand this, some of you guys may not. You guys know how if you're cooking grilled cheese for a lot of people who are over at your house, you don't cook grilled cheese on the stove, on the pan, one after the other, Because typically the way I make grilled cheese is I will have all the cheese sliced, or have a friend help me. I'll have all the bread ready to go. All the cheese will be in the bread ready to go, right? I will turn the eye on. I'll turn into something like a 4 or a 3 with a double broiler. And then the butter will start to melt. When it starts to get a little bit sizzly, I'll put the bread on there with the sandwich, right? And then I'll put a couple on there maybe. Then you flip them. And then you put like the top on so it kind of like the heat stays in there to melt the cheese and get it like molten lava hot. And then you flip it and it's crispy on both sides. However, if you put the butter right back on after those two are done, the pan might be a little too hot. So when the next sandwich is put on there, the bread browns a little bit too fast, so you don't have enough time to get the cheese all gooey hot. All right. Weird analogy, but that's kind of how I feel about this market right now. We're forced to really go slow and not experience all the hype that we once had. And I guess that's fine, but it's only fine for Bitcoin. It's not fine for altcoins. And, you know, it's been different because there are so many more altcoins right now. I don't know if you guys have been, like, watching the meme coin stuff happening on X, but there is a lot of pushback from people saying meme coins are destroying everything. I hate meme coins, right? Let's see. Javier just destroyed the meme coin market. Oh, that's that guy from Malcolm in the Middle. Okay, let me just find meme coin Benjamin. There you go. These meme coin influencers keep acting like they have alpha. A lot of meme coin scams they promote offer blanket allocations to as many KOLs as they can. Some in crypto just know how to say no to these glitters, while others happily accept the allocation. Right? I get. Okay, that's a lot of stuff I'm not going to read. But basically, what happens is, let's say you guys are an influencer. You guys are me, right? I'm making this new token. I have a few $100,000 backing it. I'm going to pay all of you guys, like, each of you gets 1% of the token. There's like maybe 10 of you that are chosen. 20% of the token is given to you guys, maybe 0.5%, whatever. Or I'll pay you guys just straight up like $10,000, $20,000. I'll pay you some cash for crypto. Then what you guys do is you guys go to all of your subscribers, and then you guys say, "Oh yeah, you know, here's this new token I see about to drop off. I'm buying a bunch of this stuff. It's going to be great. I see really good things. These guys have worked on some really great projects like Mog. You ever heard of Mog? They worked on Dogecoin. You ever heard of Dogecoin? You hear Shiba Inu? Oh, they worked on all this stuff, right?" And then what happens is, since you already have that token, your audience goes to buy up the token. And then as you get in, you know, at like basically zero market cap before the token's even launched. When the token launches, you automatically, with that 0.5% allocation, you guys would start off with like maybe $30,000 worth of token. So you could easily just slowly, every few minutes, sell off $1,000 or $500 every like 20 seconds off. $500 of this, $500, until you get around. And if it goes higher and higher, of course, your allocation becomes worth a lot more. But basically, you walk away with like tens of thousands of dollars or thousands of dollars if you're a small one, right? But your audience will either buy low, sell high, or they'll buy low, wait longer than they should have, and watch it come back down, and the trade's over, right? But you, the influencer, you've made your money and run off. That's kind of what he's getting here. You guys know I don't promote tokens. It's just not something I can get behind. I could be living in I could have a Lambo right now with the offers that I've been given to show you guys tokens. But I'm playing like the influencer role for the long game. I don't really feel the need for that. So I just don't think it's the right thing to do. But I mean, there are channels out there that will tell you about meme coins. You may not know that they're selling it to you, but they're talking about it, right? Like, oh, this new meme coin, this new thing, right? Remember there was do you guys remember the infamous BitBoy media kit that went out, right? Like, I have a media kit, but it's more of like selling, like TradingView. Like, hey, Michael, we wanted you to make a dedicated video about why people should use TradingView over blank, right? That's the type of stuff I would do. Or Opus Clip saying, hey, Michael, we want you to share our AI software with your channel. That type of stuff, right? I'm more of like sharing a business, not a token. But if you're a large channel, you can very much so make a lot of money from meme coins. Crypto Media Kit? Is it called a Media Kit? I'm trying to think of what it was called. Open image new tab. There you go. So there we go. It's a little bit gritty, you know. This is back before he lost his channel. A dedicated review, 35,000. a live stream mention. Think of how many mentions you could do in a live stream, right? Especially if it's like an hour, 2 hour, 3 hour long. He used to have some really long ones. Actually, let me see. I wonder if his lives are still on their oldest. Oh, geez, look at this. Old BitBoy. Old BitBoy. 6 years ago. Okay, let me go to popular. Stream 3 years ago. About an hour, long hour, 20 minutes, maybe some that were a little bit shorter, right? Or that's different types of things. Like an hour. You could do a token every 30 minutes. 2. Let's say you're being... Okay, 2, right? YouTube interview. $40,000. Telegram AMA and Bit Squad hosted by the cat. $10,000. Website article. $2,500. Right? 1.3 million YouTube subscribers, 590,000 Twitter followers, and 77,000 member Telegram. Dedicated review. You know how much I get charged for a dedicated review? Like $200. Maybe I should have gone to the meme coin game. But I mean, yeah, it's absolutely different. Absolutely different. Now it's a whole different type of channel here. Not nearly the same amount of views and the people there, right? Right. You know, these used to get hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views. But again, this was BitBoy's channel. They kind of took it over, so people don't really vibe with these guys the same way they vibed with BitBoy. But BitBoy's been going through his own stuff, as you guys know, so all that stuff, it'll be hashed out eventually. I need to make one of these though. Michael Crypto, #1 source for everything crypto. I need to come up with these generic little posters that show up all over YouTube. I think if you want to find me, you have to go to like let me go to incognito mode, maybe, because remember, if you look for my name, I think it comes up again with like a Nazi, Michael Whitman, Nazi, right? But they see, I typed in my name appropriately, but they're like, did you mean Nazi? No, I didn't mean the freaking Nazi. Google has some explaining to do. Right? There I am, and you see Jerome Powell's freaking face. So I do show up, just happens to be after the Nazi. And, you know, before the Nazi. Right? So there's not really much I can do about that. But if you go to videos, there I show up right there, right? But again, there's still Rabbi Michael. There's mine on top. Awesome. My work has been good. Nazi. Me right here. Nazi. Rabbi. Me. Will the View survive? Oh, that's another Michael Whitman channel. I'm like, I'm not the View. Maybe this is mine. Maybe I was testing out something for Opus. Maybe, I don't know. Rabbi, me out in my backyard. Right, so something going on. Wait, what? Oh my god, I forgot I did this interview. I did this interview a while ago. Oh my god, this is freaking old. I did this in NAB last year. Somebody wanted to interview me using some cool little setup they had. Damn, I forgot about that. Totally forgot about that. He emailed me saying the video was live, and I just never saw it again. And there's the Bitcoin little jump we were talking about there. But yeah, you can make a lot of money doing meme coins. You can do a lot of money doing shady stuff. That's why all of my my sponsors, they're exchanges, right? So you got Weeks, you got BYDeFi, you got Opus Clip, you got Lux Algo, and that's it, I believe. BYDeFi, Weeks, Opus Clip. It's horrible that I don't know all my sponsors. Those are the sponsors I think I know, right? Lux Algo, yep, that's it, right? And you don't really see me hype them up too much. It's more of like, hey, if you guys want to support the channel and you guys are thinking about getting Lux Algo, use my link down below. Or if you guys are thinking about signing up for trading view, use my link below. If you guys are looking to go to an exchange, use my link below, right? Opus Clip. You guys really don't know much about what I do with Opus Clip because it's more of like talking with their engineers and stuff. They pay me, but it's not really to like talk about it on my channel. I just love the fact that I can, because I get to test out all the cool software, and there's so much crazy stuff they're working on. It's like AI stuff, so it's like great. But I let them pick my brain, and I pick their brain on everything. It's great. But yeah, things like that. I put 5K in Shiba the day before it popped off and cashed out the next day for like 12K. But you cashed out. Not many people know how to cash out properly. Not many people know how to do that. Damn, I've been watching 3.5 years like the days before you doxed yourself. I know, right? Back when I first started, I was nervous because I didn't really know how YouTube worked. Like, I had doxed myself in certain ways, like showing my face and things like that. But remember, well, let me see. Oh God, I forget how much I was zoomed in. Oh, ba-doo, oldest. Right? I took apart all of my old videos that had me not doing crypto stuff, right? My oldest videos were like me in Seattle, not necessarily doing blog stuff. But it was it was covering the Chaz riots like 4 years ago, right? Because I was out there with my gimbal just talking to people and having a good time and kind of seeing what's going on. Like here. Like I was getting flashbanged and shit. It was great. Good amount of adrenaline hitting my system. Here we go. I can't play the sound. I probably shouldn't play the video, to be honest, but right? I was in that. So like right over here, I believe, wherever the cops are, there's the East Precinct for the East Precinct. So my fat ass, I was over here. Yeah, I was over here. Yeah, I was getting. Now I wasn't anywhere close to the front of the place because I know that's not where we want to be. I was like over here area, and man, those flashbangs are freaking loud as can be. But yeah, see, yeah, there's like a park over there. I was like over here, way in the back. Well, I probably started right here, then I moved over there. But you guys know I can't run that fucking fast. But that's the type of stuff I was doing before this. Because remember, back then I had a day job. I was a marketing director, and I worked in Seattle, right? I used to work in this, let me see, it's over here, Seattle maps. I used to work in this building. So here's Seattle. I used to work in this building. It looks like this one. Next to Horton, yeah. Because there's a nice little pierogi place across the street, if it's still there. Pierogi? Am I looking at this from the wrong angle? Polar bear. Hold on. This is just for personal sanity. Pierogi. Oh, yeah, no. Maybe the neighborhood was so bad? Okay, well, there was a pierogi spot across the street. I guess it's not there anymore. Somewhere over here. There was a sketchy Chinese place over here. Regardless, then when they wanted me to like just get a personal office for just me and my staff away from everybody else. They put me over here, which was actually kind of nice because I didn't want to actually have to travel as far. They put me in Soto, which is basically more the industrial area, and they put me in this cool building next to a cigar lounge, which was great. If I could find out where it was. Oh, this is where I smoke my cigars. Peace fans, no. Let me type in Vertigo Lounge. Vertigo Club. Oh, there we go. So, not this building, but this one right here. It's really... Why they show me this angle? Oh, sorry, not that building. This building. Because the Vertigo Club is right there. But this building's really cool because the wood floor was crazy. I like small places that have a little bit of personality. So like if I look in here... Oh. Doesn't it have pictures of the inside of the building? Doesn't really show the floor all too well. Yeah, it had a nice wood floor. Really nice wood floor. But regardless, yeah, I worked in this little spot. It was great. But yeah, I mean, I was doing a bunch of stuff before crypto. But yeah, it was crazy. But I was never a protester. I was just like, look at all these protesters. It's crazy, isn't it? If you guys didn't know, like literally, the city ceded territory to protesters, and they built their own camp, and they had their own laws. They had their own militias to guard people. It was crazy. And when somebody got shot, they wouldn't let the ambulance people get in. They try to like fix the stuff themselves. And so the ambulance people have to like, hey, no, we need to take him to the hospital so he can actually live. You know, crazy times in America. Yeah, it was dark times out here in Washington State. Absolutely insane. And in Florida, yeah, dollar cost averaging is usually what everybody does. I think the issue with dollar cost averaging, and it's not like an issue for most, I would say it's an issue for newer people. They dollar cost average too much, and then when they see it continue to go down, it really does play on their emotions. And if they're not emotionally, disciplined enough, they will sell, they'll buy high, sell lower. Right, and that's unfortunate, but that's typically what happens, and that's why some people don't like to do so much dollar cost averaging, because they just can't stomach it, or they haven't realized that they don't need to put so much money into it. Right? Yeah, it's just different times, different types of things. Yeah, you mean like Austin Hilton? He'll take anything. I actually don't know who Austin Hilton is, and maybe I'm bad for that. But let me see. Austin Hilton. I have never. He's not part of my core. I'm a crypto face type of guy. I'm in the technical sphere. I don't know. I guess if he promotes tokens and stuff like this on his channel, this is the best crypto. Okay, yeah. Okay, I can see it now. This is the one you need to see. Yeah, okay, I can see it. At first, I was like, is he selling anything? Now, like looking around, and it's like, this is never to be. Yeah, okay, you can see the ones that are ads. Yeah. 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 I mean, yeah. That's he's probably making some good money off of it. There are people in crypto that are very pragmatic, and they're just like, hey, man. You're gonna pay me $5,000 for this, $2,000 for this. It's gonna probably take a couple hours of my time. Getting paid $1,000 an hour. That sounds good. Try Edge for what? Try Edge for what? I wonder. Oh, maybe for my PC running a little bit slow. Oh no, it's happening in little spikes and stuff. If I look at my thing, doop-a-doo. Right now, CPU is running at 60%. It's not even telling me what's going on here, actually. That's interesting. Why is it glitching out like that? Nickelodeon. I need to watch Nickelodeon again. Relive my youth a little bit. Well, whatever is going on there, it's not... Oh, it's not letting me X out of it now. It's not like I can go to... It's not like I can open up Task Manager in order to, Close task manager. If I can hide it, I can hide it. Yeah, it's not responding. I don't know. Oh, they changed my background. My software changes my background sometimes on here. Normally it's supposed to be like a Space Ninja type thing, Cyberpunk Space Ninja, but I'll take this one. Close the program. Let's see. There it goes. So if I open it up again, will it work? There it goes, yeah. Now it's only 19%. Maybe because I put this into mini mode. There you go. No, now it seems to be working fine. I don't know why, it just spikes up quite a bit. But there are websites that are very CPU demanding on my computer. I don't exactly know why that is. But yeah, those websites that freaking suck. Try Edge for your name? What does that mean? I don't know. Is ZoomX still sponsoring me? No, ZoomX isn't sponsoring me anymore. Like, if you guys signed up using my link with something that I liked, like a ZoomX, don't worry about switching and stuff like that, right? I just want you guys to find the exchange that you like and kind of stick around with it. My thing is, if you are looking for a new exchange and you want to support the channel, then you can use my links. But besides that, yeah. But yeah, ZoomX was fine. They only sponsored me for a month. Because my computer was having issues, I wasn't able to stream as much as I wanted to. So I didn't really hit any of their goals for how much the money they wanted me to bring in. And that was fine because I like the product. They stopped paying me, but they basically they ticked me off at the end because their staff member, he closed my ZoomX account, so I stopped trading on them. So when I sign up, they put my account in like an affiliate program, right? But when they stopped promoting me, they took away my entire affiliate account, which means I had to like go to the support and be like, hey, my funds are frozen in this wallet because I can't log into my account right now. And I was pretty ticked off at the ZoomX guy. And their defense, they like the guy I talked to, I got somebody from like a higher up helped me out, and he was like, dude, I'm so sorry. They threw in like $1,000 just to say like, hey, we're so sorry the BD was let go. Like the brand manager, like, yeah, this jackass did it. It wasn't like a representative of the company. I hope not, but yeah. We appreciate you for being honest, straightforward, and actually looking out for your community. Love you, broski. Yeah, I mean, isn't it just easier over the long term to do that? I mean, you guys will see me when I start doing sponsored offers and stuff, and I'll do them eventually. But it's not going to be coins. It's going to be Luxalgo. It'll be like the exchanges that sponsor me. It'll be like, hey, today's video is sponsored by BYDFi. Trade your best, and I'll make some generic thing up, right? It's that type of stuff. I don't feel the need to go into everything crazy, you know what I mean? But, you know, I'm going to get there where I start putting them in my videos. I should have done it already. It's just, man, it's I don't like selling stuff. Have I watched Crypto Lifer? Yes, I've talked to him a few times. I met him back in Nashville last year. He's a fun guy. He knows how to have a good time, and he likes to have a dinner at a good restaurant. I think I talked with him and Tom Crown. Yeah, they're good guys. They're really good guys. And there's no drama with them, which is great. Yeah, they're just this really chill guys. I haven't had a chance to talk to him in a while, though. Even Tom, I haven't talked to Tom in a long time. Tom does some really great streams when it comes to FOMC minutes and things like that, kind of sharing his thoughts. What platform do you recommend for a new trader? If you're trying to trade, the links that I have down below are going to be Weeks and BYDFi. Personally, I prefer BYDFi at the moment. Weeks is if you want that newest token that comes out that's very volatile. Weeks is the one. If you're just looking to trade Bitcoin and Ethereum and kind of get used to trading, BYDFi is the better one. If you're not looking to trade and you're just looking to buy and hold and you're kind of new to crypto, I would say Coinbase might be a good bet for you, or Crypto.com, or even Robinhood. And then as you start to become more of a trader, like a day trader, a swing trader, a scalper, if you will, or you want to trade with leverage, then you can kind of move over towards Weeks and BYDFi. No YouTube super chat. No, my channel's been demonetized. I'm losing over $1,000 every month because YouTube took me out of the program. And then again, the reason I'm so ticked off about it is they wouldn't tell me what I did wrong. I was like, what video caused the issue? They said they're not allowed to tell me, and I was like, my brain broke, as you can kind of see. I just didn't know what to do. So I can apply again. I believe it's April 7th, which means I got more than a month to go. I got March, a few days in April, and the second half of this month. Yeah, it's almost 2 months basically, right? Nothing on Trump today? No. I mean, Trump was at NASCAR. That was news. The narrative that you want to pay attention to at Trump is what somebody brought up earlier, and that's what is Trump doing to get peace with Russia and Ukraine. That's where it seems like we can see more bullish activity when it comes to Bitcoin at this point in time. I think that's the news that really gets Bitcoin back up and running. It could be a leaked news or something like that, but that's kind of what we're looking for right now. D-Block Cipher? I don't know if I've actually heard of D-Block Cipher before. Can I use weeks of United States? Yeah. All of the links I have are always for companies in the United States. If they're not available in the United States, you will see non-US exchange or something like that, right? And hey, Walter. Oh, yeah, I'm sure. It's just like there's nothing I can do right now about it. Like the fact that my fear here is this, okay? If I get denied, I think I'm allowed to try again in maybe 30 days, maybe 90 days again. So if they don't tell me what video broke the rule, I might get denied again, and it might be another 90 days. Maybe it's only 30 days afterwards, but even still, that goes from April to May. Or if it's 3 months, it's April, May, June, that's July, right? So it's just like, for the love of God. God, please tell me what I did. Oh, man. Or if he finds more lost taxpayer money in crazy mines. Oh, yeah, that was insane. The government's so crazy. But hey, thank God for Elon going in there and finding everything out. I didn't know about this stuff. I'm sure a lot of people don't. He said he might make some mistakes every now and again, but fuck, he's human. I'm going to live with that. What he's doing is worth having a few mistakes here or there, if you ask me, right? So we'll see. What do you think about BitBoy going crazy on YouTube? Yeah, I feel bad, man. I've met him a couple times. He was chill when I met him. I know he's been in a lot of drama. I know he's pushed a lot of tokens and stuff like that. But man, I'm just I hope he gets the help he needs, you know? I hope that he's able to get all of his channel back and stuff, or if not get the channel back, I hope he's just able to. I really think he should just focus on building his new YouTube channel, because I think if he did, he can get up to 1 million subscribers in no time. I think he'd really be able to do that. But he's really hyper focused on getting his main channel back, and I just don't think that's going to be a winning battle, especially if he's going through some mental stuff where he's very stressed, very chaotic, you know? I don't think that's going to help him in a courtroom. I don't think that's going to help him win these cases or anything like that, right? His new girlfriend dumped him. Yeah, Cassie. Yeah, I know. So he's going through some stuff. I'm wishing the best for him. You know, I'm hoping he's able to do okay. Yeah, I'm just hoping he's able to do okay. All right, but anyway, guys, I have to call it a night right now. It's been a good hour and a half talking with you guys. I technically haven't packed yet, and I leave in about 10 hours, so I got to get started on that. I will stream tomorrow afternoon once I'm in Texas. I think what I'm going to do is make a video recording. I got to charge my phone up to, not phone, I got to charge my headphones. I think what I'm going to do is record a video at the airport in the morning. While I am maybe going through security. No, I have that escort through security. Now I got that Clear Plus stuff. Once I get to the gate, I will make a video talking to you guys saying, hey, how you guys doing? You may hear some airport noise and stuff like that. But I'm going to be doing a lot of videos and stuff like that for you right now. See me over next week, okay? So, Cold storage, the usual Ledger Nanos are usually pretty good. Yeah, Ledger Nanos are usually pretty good. But yeah, I'll see you guys a little bit later. Relax, this boringness will end, I promise. But man, we're just stuck in the like a rut right now, in this rut trough, whatever you want to call it. Blah, right? So, see you guys a little bit later, and thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight.